The first time my phone rang at 2:17 a.m., I thought it was just a glitch. The screen lit up beside my bed, vibrating softly in the dark, the kind of buzz that feels like it hums inside your skull. But what made me freeze wasn't the time. It was the caller ID. It said *me. At first I laughed, probably a sync issue or some contact bug. I work in IT, I know this stuff happens. Still, my heart started to race. The room felt smaller, tighter, like the walls leaned in closer. I didn't answer. The call stopped after exactly *17 seconds. The next morning, I checked my call history. It was gone. Not deleted, not unknown number, just like it never happened. But that night, at exactly 2:17 again, the phone rang. And this time, I picked up. There was no sound at first, just static, soft, almost like breathing. Then, through the hiss, I heard a voice whisper my name. Ethan. It was my voice. Not similar, exactly mine, same cadence, same tired rasp. Don't look at the mirror, it said. Promise me, no matter what happens, don't look. I wanted to say something, anything, but my throat locked. I could hear my heartbeat in my ears. Then the voice continued, quieter now, shaking. You don't know what's on the other side. It's not you. The call cut off. I sat there for a full minute, staring at my reflection across the room. The mirror was perfectly still, just showing me messy hair, pale skin, wide eyes. Except the reflection blinked half a second later than I did. The next day, I unplugged the mirror. I know how stupid that sounds. You can't unplug a mirror, but I covered it, turned it toward the wall, did everything to keep from catching my own reflection. I even taped a note over it that said, do not look. At 2:17 that night, the phone rang again. I didn't want to answer. Every cell in my body screamed don't, but I couldn't stop myself. The same voice came through, quieter now, strained. You moved the mirror, didn't you? It's trying to make you look, don't listen to it. Then a pause, static, and a faint, wet sound like someone pressing a hand against glass. The voice spoke again, almost pleading this time. If you see it, smile, run. Right as it said that, I heard a soft chuckle from across the room. I froze, my phone slipped from my hand and hit the floor, the call still open, my own voice whispering something I couldn't make out anymore. That chuckle, it came from behind the mirror. But the mirror was pressed flat against the wall. I stared at it, barely breathing. For a few seconds, nothing happened. Then the sound came again, closer, wetter, like breath fogging up glass. My reflection's hand, or something's hand, pressed against the surface from the other side. I stumbled back, tripping over my own shoes, heart pounding so hard it hurt. The phone was still hissing faintly with static. I crouched to pick it up, but before I could, I heard my own voice again, faint, strained. It sees you now. The line went dead. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in the corner of my room with every light on, watching the back of that covered mirror, waiting for sunrise. By the next morning, I convinced myself it had been some kind of sleep paralysis episode. Too much caffeine, too little rest, brain playing tricks. I even joked about it to my coworker, Mia. She laughed nervously and said, "You've been overworking, man. Maybe unplug your brain for a bit, not your mirror." That made me laugh too, until later that day when she texted me a picture. It was blurry, taken inside her apartment mirror. The lighting was bad, but I could still recognize what I was looking at. It was me, standing behind her. And smiling. I called her immediately, but she didn't answer. An hour later, her number called me back. At 2:17 p.m. I answered. The same static hiss. And then Mia's voice, trembling. Ethan, it's in my reflection too. That night I went over to her place, half out of guilt, half out of raw, terrified curiosity. When she opened the door, I almost didn't recognize her. She looked pale, sleep-deprived, twitchy. She said the mirror in her hallway started breathing. Like asterisk, inhaling. I followed her down the hall. The air got colder with every step. When I turned the corner, I saw it. Her mirror was fogged up from the asterisk inside asterisk. Letters slowly began forming on the surface, written backward from the other side. I had to squint to read it. Tell HIM to look. Before I could react, my phone buzzed in my pocket. 2:17 a.m. Me. Mia whispered, "Don't answer." But the voice on the other side of the mirror, my asterisk voice, whispered back. "Please, Ethan, just one look." I don't remember deciding to move closer. My body just did it. Each step felt like walking underwater, slow, heavy, deliberate. The air buzzed with low static. Mia grabbed my arm, whispering, "Don't, Ethan. You heard it, it's not you." But the reflection moved before I did. It lifted its hand, my hand, and pressed its palm against the glass, leaving a faint smear. Its lips parted, forming words I couldn't hear at first. Then, like someone turning up the volume, my own voice came through the mirror. "I need you to see me." And then it smiled. It wasn't a human smile. It split wider than it should have, dragging across the entire face, stretching skin like plastic. I stumbled backward, dragging Mia with me, knocking over a lamp. The second it hit the floor, the lights in her apartment blew out, one by one. Then silence, except for the faint sound of asterisk tapping coming from the mirror. Like fingernails, counting. 1, 2, 17. We ran. Didn't even grab our shoes, just sprinted out of her apartment and into the hallway. Every door we passed had a mirror, and in every single one, our reflections were facing us asterisk, even when we weren't looking at them. We didn't stop until we got to my car. Mia was crying, shaking, whispering over and over. It said my name. It said my asterisk full name. I started the engine, hands trembling so hard the keys almost slipped. The dashboard clock glowed in the dark. 2:17 a.m. Of course. The radio turned on by itself, no static this time. Just my voice, calm and low. "You shouldn't have run." Then, over the sound of my own words, another voice, deeper, distorted, overlapping mine. "He looked." Mia screamed. The rearview mirror moved by itself, angling toward me. And for the briefest second, I saw something in it, a face asterisk behind mine, whispering through clenched teeth. "Now it's your turn." I tore the mirror off the windshield and threw it out the window. It shattered on the asphalt, but for a split second before it broke, I saw my reflection still inside, asterisk looking up, as if trapped beneath the surface. We drove to a motel an hour away. We didn't talk, didn't sleep, just sat in silence waiting for dawn. When morning came, I checked my phone. 17 missed calls, all from me. Mia's phone started buzzing next, same thing. She tossed it into the sink and ran water over it until it died. But mine kept ringing. Finally she snapped. "Answer it," she hissed. "See what it wants, maybe it'll stop." So I did. The voice was calm again. "It's too late, Ethan, you already looked." Static, then whispering, 1,000 versions of my own voice, all overlapping. "Soon they'll all look." And then the call ended with a sound I can't forget. The soft click of a phone being placed down on a counter right behind me. I spun around so fast I nearly fell, but the room was empty. No one there, no phone on the counter, just the sound of the ceiling fan spinning lazily above us like nothing had happened. Mia stood frozen, staring at my reflection in the dark TV screen. "Ethan, your face," she whispered. I turned to look, and my reflection wasn't matching me anymore. It blinked slower, smiled when I didn't, tilted its head like it was studying me. The skin beneath its eyes was grey, stretched thin. It mouthed the words, "Let me out." Mia grabbed the TV remote and smashed the screen. The reflection shattered, but there was no glass on the floor. The screen didn't break. It just rippled like the surface of water, and for a second I saw another hand pressing outward from the inside. Then everything went black. When I came to, it was daylight. Mia was gone. Her bag was still here, her jacket still on the chair, but the bathroom mirror was fogged up, dripping. And written in the condensation were 3 words. She looked first. I tore the shower curtain open, expecting I don't even know what, but no one was there. The air smelled like burnt wires and wet metal. My phone buzzed again, unknown number this time. I answered, half hopping. It was Mia. "You shouldn't be alone," my voice said. "It needs both of you." Then silence. Except under the static, I could hear something faint, a muffled scream. It was Mia's. And it was coming from inside the phone. I didn't hang up, I couldn't. Her voice was faint, like she was buried under layers of static. "Ethan, it's in here," she gasped. It's using me, don't look for me." I shouted her name, but the line distorted, her words melting into high-pitched feedback. Then my own voice came through again, soft, calm, almost kind. "If you want to help her, you'll have to look." Something about the tone hit deep, instinctive, familiar, in a way that made me sick. And then faintly, I heard knocking, not from the phone this time. From the mirror in the motel bathroom. Knock, knock, knock. 3 slow, deliberate taps. I walked toward it, every step heavier than the last. In the reflection, Mia was standing behind me, pale, wide-eyed, her mouth open in a silent scream. But the real room was empty. I couldn't move. My reflection stood still, but Mia's stayed in place behind me, unmoving, almost frozen mid-breath. The only sound in the room was my heartbeat. Then her reflection turned its head toward me, slowly, jerkily, and smiled. It wasn't the kind of smile you recognize from a person you love. It was empty, wide, mechanical, like someone wearing her face but not knowing how to use it. Her eyes rolled up until only the whites showed, and the mirror surface began to ripple, as if something was pushing forward from behind it. My own reflection started to fade, swallowed by the gray shimmer around her. Then her voice came through, faint, desperate. "Ethan, don't let it." The rest dissolved into static, and her reflection slammed its palm against the glass. For a moment, I could see veins, bone, skin pressing against the surface, trying to break through. I stumbled back and fell, my phone clattering beside me. It lit up. 2:17 a.m. The call answered itself. The screen didn't show me this time, it showed my face, streaming live from the black mirror surface. And my voice, the one on the other end, was whispering something over and over again. "Let her out, let her out, let her out." Behind that voice, I could hear another heartbeat, faint and erratic, syncing with mine, growing faster. The walls began to hum, the lights flickered, and the air grew heavy, thick, like static-filled water. The reflection, Mia's, began clawing at the inside of the mirror. Each scrape left deep, black cracks that didn't reflect light at all. "You can't keep both," my voice said. "One of you has to stay." The lights went out completely, and in the dark, I felt something warm brush against the back of my neck, a breath that wasn't mine. When the power came back, the mirror was shattered. But not broken, the shards hung suspended in the air, turning slowly, catching fragments of light. In each piece, a different reflection looked back at me. Some were versions of me with eyes too dark, some with faces twisted mid-scream, some smiling, all wrong. And in one of them, I saw Mia. She wasn't moving, just standing behind me again, head tilted, lips moving without sound. Then the phone started ringing, not one ringtone this time, but hundreds, overlapping, echoing through the walls, the mirrors, the TV, even the bathroom faucet. They all said the same thing. It's time. I covered my ears, but I could still feel the sound deep in my chest, vibrating against my ribs. The shards began to spin faster, forming a perfect circle in the air, a new mirror taking shape. And inside it, my reflection smiled and whispered, 2:17 isn't the time. It's the countdown. The words echoed inside my skull, long after the reflection vanished. It's the countdown. The room was trembling, lights flickering in sharp bursts like a dying heartbeat. The new mirror, that impossible floating circle of shards, began to vibrate. Each piece reflected a different angle of my face. And in every one of them, my mouth was moving, but I wasn't speaking. I grabbed the nearest shard out of instinct. It was cold, heavier than glass should be, and as soon as my skin touched it, the ringing stopped. Total silence. Then, in the quiet, my phone buzzed once. A text. From me. We're out of time. Pick one. Before I could even process that, I heard Mia's voice behind me, soft, trembling, but real this time. Ethan, please, don't let it take me. I turned. She was standing there, alive, real, shaking. But her reflection was. Her reflection was still smiling. It stepped forward, no ripple this time, no distortion. Just a clean, silent step out of the glass, barefoot on the motel floor, eyes black and hollow. The air froze. I could feel both of them, the real Mia's hand gripping my sleeve, and the cold breath of the reflection against my ear. It whispered, "One must stay." My phone lit up again. This time it wasn't a call, it was a live video feed. The camera showed me, right now, in this same room. But in the video, I wasn't holding the shard. I was holding Mia's hand, the wrong Mia. The reflection looked up at me, her voice twisting into mine. You already chose. The lights went red, not bright, dull and pulsing, like the glow beneath closed eyelids. Mia screamed. Her reflection lunged forward, and both of them collided, one sound, one shape, one impossible blur. It lasted less than a second, but it felt like falling through static. When it stopped, only one Mia stood there. She was breathing hard, clutching her chest, staring at me like she didn't know who I was. I reached for her, and she flinched back, whispering, "Ethan, why are you in the mirror?" I froze, turned. She was right. Behind her, in the cracked glass, I was standing, motionless, eyes wide, pounding on the inside of the mirror. And when I moved, it didn't. It just smiled. I staggered backward, my body suddenly weightless, unreal, like I was attached to it anymore. Mia screamed again, but her voice sounded distant, muffled, like underwater. The reflection, my reflection, pressed its hand against the inside of the glass, slowly tilting its head as if studying me. Then it spoke, in perfect sync with my heartbeat. "You looked too long. You opened the gate." I felt something pull behind my eyes, a slow drag, like gravity shifting in the wrong direction. The walls began to bend inward, the mirror's cracks glowing faintly red. In every reflection, in every shard of glass on the floor, I saw other versions of me, all pounding to get out. Mia grabbed my arm and tried to pull me away, but I couldn't move. It was like my feet were fused to the floor. Then, from the other side, my reflection whispered with a smile that wasn't mine anymore. "Time up." And the world shattered. When I woke up, everything was still. No motel, No noise, just white, endless, sterile white. I stood up slowly, realizing I was in a room with a single object in front of me. A mirror. I walked closer. The reflection was there, smiling softly. It looked calm, peaceful. But it wasn't doing what I did. It lifted its hand to the glass, and for the first time, I realized what was wrong. It was looking outward, like I was the one trapped inside. Behind the reflection, I could see movement, a city skyline, a hotel room, cars, people. The world kept going, and I was just a shadow on the other side. My reflection looked back one last time and whispered, 2:17 was never the time. It was the moment I took your place. The mirror went dark, and somewhere far away, I heard a phone ringing. It didn't stop.